Hello and welcome to this month's Oracle card reading for the month of April 2018. Can you believe it's April already? This month we're going to pull 3 cards to symbolise the energies that are working with us this month on a global scale. So this is what's going to be affecting the majority of us. Not so much what's going on a very, very personal level. Although if you were interested in finding out about that information, you can order a reading from www.alyssacruise.com, and of course I'll leave all the information in the description box down below this video if you'd feel inclined to do that. I really appreciate you joining me for this month's reading. I feel that there's going to be a lot of intense energies going on for the majority of us. As I'm shuffling these cards, I'm already getting a sort of feisty energy. So we'll see what that's about. Oh, okay. Right, so let's stop there. Right, so let's see what the first card that comes up for April is. We have Archangel Jophiel making an appearance. The card here is security. Security is going to be heavily on our minds this month. Security within our living situation, our financial situations, our relationships. And it's not necessarily meaning that we're going to feel insecure either. It could actually be a very positive thing where it means that we're feeling that security, we're feeling that protective, grounded energy surrounding us. We feel secure in our opinions. We feel secure in our purpose. So security is all of these things that help us to feel connected to who we are, to each other, to the planet, and outwards, to be connecting to our spirit guides and angels and all of that stuff. So the beginning of this month, really, this idea of security is going to be very important for us. If we don't have that security in our lives at the moment, it just means that it's going to be something that we're really focusing on. We're not burying our heads in the sand anymore, hoping that things will just go away. We're getting actually very much in tune with what we need to do, and really knuckling down and getting the job done, basically. So a bit more disciplined is going to help us, a bit more structure. That stuff can sound boring, but it does bring security to us because that kind of order does make us feel secure. Knowing our boundaries makes us feel secure. Putting boundaries in for other people makes us feel secure. So that's all stuff that we can really consider, particularly at the beginning of this month. The next card that comes up for us is Sandalphon. The card is Evolution. We said, I think it was a reading in the middle of March, I believe, that Sandalphon was an angel that came up very strongly. And we said in that reading that it is sort of known that Sandalphon once had a human existence, or at least that is what is said. And really, I take that to mean that this angelic energy really understands what it means to be human. To be human means that we have a physical body, that we feel physical, not just emotional. But we feel physical pain, we feel physical pleasure, we feel physical happiness and joy, emotional happiness and joy. You know, all of these things. Being a human is very complex and complicated. Our human bodies are especially just wondrous, a complete miracle. But we're going through a shift in our human evolution, I feel that this means. A lot of us are going to be feeling that very strongly in April. And I think a lot of what's going to come up for us is this feistiness that comes out in us. It's important that we try not to let feistiness become anger. So, for example, if we see things that are wrong in the world, we want to stand up for things more, we want to be an advocate more, that we just do it in a peaceful way. We said this in a reading a couple of weeks ago. To evolve to the point where we really push for change, quite a masculine energy because it's pushing forwards, but having that feminine energy, which is still very powerful. I mean, feminine energy isn't a passive energy, but it just doesn't do things necessarily in a destructive way. The image that's coming into my head is sort of this fire dancing with this water in harmony, so that we are trailblazing new ways of being. We are evolving as a collective consciousness. We're evolving within our own personal lives as well. Things are changing. You know, our lives are changing. And it's magical and wonderful in so many ways. And also, maybe it makes us feel overwhelmed, which is where that security comes in. So this month, a lot of change could happen. But I really honestly feel it's going to be for the better. Some of it might seem challenging, overwhelming. Some of it may seem absolutely joyful. You know, that maybe pregnancy announcements, marriage announcements, engagement announcements, wonderful things like that. And it could also be a series of things happening at once in our lives. So it's going to be different for everybody, like we said at the start of this reading, because we've all got a different life path and we've all got different things that are happening in our lives. But the initial, the overarching energy is the same: change, evolution, growth. And the last card for this week, wow, I can't believe this, well, I can actually, is Metatron. The card is wisdom. Again, a few weeks ago we did a reading where Metatron and Sandalphon both came up, and they are the two angels that once had a human existence. So again, this is very clearly pointing towards the fact that we are being heard as humans, embracing the fact that we're humans. And reveling in the joy that is being human. This card is wisdom. There is a lot that can come from this physical existence. When we embark on our spiritual journey, it is sometimes quite tempting to want to spend our lives in the spiritual vibration. So we just maybe want to shut ourselves away from other people, just want to meditate. We just want to communicate with our spirit guides and angels, and we want to learn how to astral travel and do all these out of body things. I think that's something that a lot of people go through when they embark on a spiritual journey. However, there is a great deal of wisdom that comes from being human. That is why we are on this planet. That is why we have incarnated into this being. And so it's having that balance between being a spiritual person, but also remaining earthy and human, and enjoying what it means to be human, because it's a gift. I always envision it as our souls like queuing up in line, wanting to be human, and just being like, when's it my turn to be the human? Because we learn so much through this experience. It's marvelous. It's hard and it's challenging sometimes, and sometimes it's, downright annoying. But it's also beautiful. And so Metatron is really reminding us of that this month, that we are human and we are evolving. Sandalphon's reminding us of that, and Zadkiel is just saying we can feel more secure in ourselves. We've got to sort of bring that security into our own lives as well. Set our intention, be a bit more structured, be a bit more ordered. There's time for that fun, there's time for that spiritual going through the realms in our dreamscape. Wonderful, that's great. But it's also wonderful and great for us to try and heal the planet, for us to try and heal each other, learn about kindness towards each other, putting our differences aside. So a lot going on in April. Forgiveness could be happening this month as well. So a lot to consider. So I hope that this reading for this month has made sense to you. I so appreciate you joining me here. And I would so love it if you gave this video a thumbs up, and if you felt inclined to comment and share and subscribe to this channel. That would mean the absolute world to me. Until we speak again next month, I'm sending you so much love for this month, and I hope it goes very smoothly for you, and that this evolution really does have a very positive impact in your life. Lots of love, Alyssa.